What the F is up, ladies and genitals? Welcome back to my second channel. Guys, the life formula's out. I'm not even branding it as a journal anymore because it's just a fucking revolutionary piece of artwork. This was the old version. It was like 250 pages. Look at this thick ass. Thick ass. Look at it. Same price as well because I love you guys. It has everything in it, everything you can dream of. Literally take a look at the website and I can almost guarantee you're going to look at it and be like, yeah, I should buy it. The printed version is available on Amazon. The digital version, if you can't afford the paid version, is only like $13 on the website. But this is what I used to achieve all my dreams. That's why it's called the life formula, because it's just the all-in-one thing to revolutionize your life. I did that. You have my permission to fuck up and crash out. You know why? Because you're a human. You know when you don't have my permission, it's if you keep making these damn mistakes over and over again and you're not learning. Like, it's getting a little bit embarrassing now, honey. Sometimes you do need to fuck up and crash out. Actually, you always need to fuck up. Because how can you learn lessons if you are not fucking up? Some things are really canon events. Secondly, sometimes a situation just requires crashing out. If you're so constantly afraid of making mistakes or making the wrong move, you're never going to get anywhere. You need to get over this fear. And also, we need to stop shaming people for making mistakes, especially if it's the first time they've made such a mistake, because we are human and it's our first time on earth. One of my friends and I, who went through a very similar relationship when we were 19, we always say that we're grateful for this relationship, because if we did not up so badly with choosing that type of partner, we probably would not be us today, and we would have gotten into a string of bad relationships afterwards probably. But we learnt from our lesson and we picked better people afterwards. When you're young, the risk of crashing out and fucking up is also very low, and as you get older, the risk is increasing a lot because you have more to lose. You can't be crashing out when you're 35 with kids, because your kids are then going to get the consequences of you making these mistakes. Your 20s are a time for growth. They're giving you room for failure as well. And it's a time to build resilience and strength. And if you're not constantly trying and failing and working towards finding alignment and what works for you, you're never going to find the authentic you. And at the end of the day, a lot of things are just not that deep. It's not that deep. I think I talked about how in another video, for like months, I was thinking about messaging this person and I didn't do it. And I built it up to be like such a terrifying thing in my head. And then when I did it, I was like, damn, this was like really easy actually. And then I started messaging a bunch of people afterwards because I had overcome that fear. And you know what? I would define that as a crash out simply because I did not want to do it and I did it. And the outcome was that crash out ended up saving me a lot of time, because I found out this person was not really who I thought I was. And if I had not messaged them, probably for the rest of my life, I would have thought that they were someone they were not. Canon event. It's funny, whenever I'm going through a canon event that my friends have been through before, they never interfere. And I don't interfere with their canon events, because we can give someone advice, right? But at the end of the day, people need to learn through their own mistakes. And you can't shame people for making mistakes because they are human. And it's easier to be an outsider and an onlooker looking at someone else's situation and judging, especially if you haven't been in their position before. If you want to go back to that toxic relationship where you know for certain that that person is terrible, you do not have my permission. If you have a continuous string of bad relationships and bad friends, yo, let's evaluate what's up here. And you know what? You know who can help you evaluate that? Me, my videos, and also BetterHelp. Therapy. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. If you're feeling overwhelmed to make dramatic life changes in 2025 and you have a fear of falling behind, crashing out, f***ing up, and you need some help, why don't you try therapy? A therapist can help to untangle what's going on in your head, reduce your stress, get to know yourself better, calm you down, help you develop tools to track your own progress, help you identify the mistakes and your patterns, and so many more things. It's super easy to get started with therapy. All you need to do is fill out a questionnaire, and usually within a couple of days, BetterHelp will match you with a therapist for you. And if you don't like this therapist, you can easily switch and for free of charge You just scroll through and then pick a new therapist, and if you don't like that one, you can switch again, because therapy is like dating. The first therapist, if they are meant for you, then wow, then damn, that's rare, you got lucky. But sometimes it takes a couple of tries. BetterHelp is fully online, which makes therapy super convenient and comfortable. You can connect with a therapist from a diverse network of credentialed professionals with varying backgrounds and a wide range of specialties. You can also easily switch therapists at no cost if they're not the right fit. BetterHelp carefully makes sure that all of their therapists are well qualified, and the customer support team is there to help you with whatever you need whenever. So with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5-star rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. So go to my link right here to get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. I don't want you guys to use my video as an excuse to go do something stupid. If you want to do something stupid and reckless, just because I'm in my 20s and somebody said I can crash out, nah. Be a little bit smart. Be a little bit smart, be a little bit critical. If it's gonna damage your health, your relationships, impact other people, you're gonna make a reckless financial decision and it's gonna cause harm down the line, don't do it. Don't do it. If it's difficult to recover from, you don't have my permission. You don't have my permission if it becomes a habit. Sometimes opening the doorway to just be a little bit reckless and fuck up a bit starts to become a pattern. And it starts to become a habit of self-sabotage. If you're constantly making impulsive decisions without learning from it, you're sabotaging. Growth requires reflection and change. Next, if it conflicts with your identity and your long-term goals, you do not have my permission. You want to go have a fling with your toxic ex one more time, but you know at the back of your mind, your pattern with them, that every time you go back, even just for a one-night stand, you guys attach again and get into this toxic cycle. And you're like, no, just one more time, it'll be different. I'm not going to see him again. Let me just one more time. You're in a pattern, it's sabotage now. You know better, you need to learn they're not who you want. You don't have my permission to crash out if you're actually not gonna learn anything from it. If you keep making mistakes, you're a clown. At some point, you should not be making the same mistakes over the same things. You don't have my permission if it crosses legal or ethical boundaries. And also if it leads to chronic unhappiness. AKA it's really going to damage you. The key with crashing out and fucking up is to take risks with intentionality and purpose. You're not doing this recklessly. It's like pretty thought out. Of course, there is the occasional one where it's not thought out, and that's just a part of being human. So if you're in your 20s, guys, like chill out. There have been so many mistakes I've made in my life, and I talk about this in my main channel video. I don't hold myself against any of them. I just move on, like it's fine. Once when I was younger, I crashed out over a guy I had talked to once at an event. But you know what made me who I am today? Because I swear to God, whatever witchcraft that man did on me, I was like, I'm gonna look up male psychology and I'm gonna figure out everything out about men. I think I was like 20 years old, and like that experience to him was probably so insignificant, but to me it was significant and it taught me a lot. And now I know. And if I didn't go through that, I probably would have like kept making mistakes. But through that little insignificant experience that was very significant to me, I've been pretty unscathed in dating, and I've always been treated well. Fucking up is good, and you need to fuck up more. There's even a quote that says the more you fuck up, the more successful you will be, given you're learning from it. These are intentional fuck ups, because you need to start experimenting. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to stop caring about what other people think. And through fucking up, especially if it's a public fuck up where it's embarrassing, you build a thicker skin. And you need to stop actively trying to avoid failure. Failure is an innate part of life and an innate part of growing. In my main channel video where I talk about how I conquered my early 20s, a lot of it was through failure and fucking up. There were so many times I'm like, I've made the wrong decision and I fixed it and I moved on and I didn't make that decision again. And then I share through my YouTube channels my fuck ups so that you guys don't make the same mistakes. But at the end of the day, the message of this video is be smart with crashing out and fucking up. And if you do it, don't beat yourself up. Like, you are just a human. Have grace for yourself, have grace with others. And also remember, if one of your friends or someone you know is making a mistake that you used to make and you get really annoyed, it's because you're triggered. And there is some part of you that can't accept the mistake that you made. So when someone else does it, you're disgusted. And this is actually the topic for the next video. So thank you for watching this video, and also thank you for 1 million YouTube subscribers on my main channel. I love you guys. Have a great day. Ich liebe dich. Tschüss.